Hello there, my name is Thomas Krallo and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk all things trading, finances and money in general. Now today, a huge topic, something that I've been constantly asked on social media, so I finally decided to make a YouTube video about it, and that is, how hard is it to get a job on Wall Street? For some reason, it's become so popular that everybody wants to be on Wall Street. They want to have that, card from Wall Street, that they are super important. For some reason, people think this is so awesome to work on Wall Street. Have I ever worked on Wall Street? The answer is no. Do I know anybody who has worked on Wall Street? The answer is no. However, my mentor who taught me how to trade almost around 8 years ago now, does know quite a lot of people from Wall Street, and he is more of an institutional trader himself, not that much of a retail trader. So I've heard a lot of stories about Wall Street, about real Wall Street traders and how it all works and how it's all happening. A lot of people, there isn't very much information on the internet about Wall Street traders and how it's all happening and how to get a job there and etc. It wouldn't be opinion based if I would have actually worked on Wall Street, but since I haven't, just making sure that before there are so many people gonna be typing interesting comments down below about me not working on Wall Street, therefore me not being able to say anything about Wall Street. That's why I'm saying I've never worked there, but I know people who worked on Wall Street. Since my learning program and since the huge success of my trading learning program, a lot of people have been asking me about the diploma that I'm providing at the end of the learning program, the process itself. So a student enrolls, studies all the tests, homework, assignments, practical part of the work, and then there is also a final exam. And once the student takes the final exam, we are shipping him or her a really nice looking diploma with a GPA, grade point average, the US grading system with, we are calculating the average score for the homework, all the tests, the final exam, and blah, 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 and then you're getting your GPA. So a lot of students have asked me, and a lot of potential students have asked me if this is gonna help them to get a job on Wall Street or anywhere in the investment sector, or maybe some hedge fund or investment bank or something like that, being a trader. And the answer is quite simple. The hiring process on Wall Street or anywhere else in this kind of institutional type of trading is never, ever based on your education. From what I know and from what I've heard, Goldman Sachs will never give a shit about you having, for example, a degree from Harvard Business School. It's gonna be nice, very cool, but they have a shit ton of applicants from Harvard Business School. So it's nothing unusual anymore. So higher education, super cool education, Stanford, Harvard, Columbia, whatever, all those top dogs in the world of education will not help you to get a job on Wall Street as a trader or as an analyst or anybody else. What these companies look for is something that is a little bit strange. It's actually a paradox. What they are looking for example, me personally, perhaps, I'm not saying that it's 100% true, but if I really wanted to, I'd probably be able to get a job on Wall Street myself. Now, let me explain how that happens. If you're looking to get a job there, so what you have to do, you have to send in an application. And if you want your application to stand out, and trust me, places like the Lehman Brothers or Goldman Sachs or any of those huge names or pretty much any slightly bigger company on Wall Street or anywhere else will want to see an application that contains information about your past trading experiences. And this is super strange and super important at the same time. So why is this strange? What they're looking for, they're not looking for you to have, some experience in tradingview.com, understanding how Dow Jones functions. No, what they would want to see is actually you working with real money. It doesn't have to be in hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they would want to see you having your real money in your account and trading with it, and not for a few weeks or months. They will want to see your trading history for the past 1, 2, or 3 years. So from 1 to 3 years, or sometimes even more, they will want to see that trading history of yours. They will want to see a positive outcome. So they want to see that you've made profits over the course of a few years with trading with real money. Now, this is really controversial in my personal opinion, and at the same time, I do not know why would somebody even want to work on Wall Street, and here are the reasons why. So if you've been trading for the past 3 years, futures, for example, and we all know that if you can trade futures successfully, this is a very high leveraged product, which if you're trading it properly, even with a deposit of $5,000 or $10,000, or even sometimes less than that, you'll be able to make quite a lot of money quite quickly. And in 3 years, you could turn those 10,000 into a few hundred thousand, and then those few hundred thousand you could turn probably into a few million in the next few years. So, and the question is, why would you want to work for somebody for a lot less money, which we'll talk about shortly, and when you can actually make that money yourself? It used to be that maybe about 10 or 20 years ago that you could somehow, by chance or by some miracle, get into the trading floor, mopping the floors, and then you just brought the coffee to the right trader or guy or whomever, and you became friends, and then he just introduced you to his supervisor, and you got hired, and then you started learning from them, and then you became a trader, and then a hedge fund manager at the end of year 3. But this is in the movies, and maybe it was possible 30 years ago, but right now this sector and this business is so highly competitive that there are just thousands and thousands of applicants that these companies receive on a daily basis. Well, not daily basis, on a monthly basis, or probably even on a daily basis, I don't know. But this is absolutely unbelievable. It has become so popular that people actually think that it is an easy way to go. But it is almost an impossible way to go, and it's full of paradoxes. And going back to the fact of, if you're able to make money trading, then why would you want to work for somebody? Now, this is a huge question because of one simple fact. A lot of people actually overestimate how much traders on Wall Street actually make. And there are different salaries, and some of those traders actually make the figures that are in multi-millions per year. But you have to understand that those are the super senior executive positions in those huge companies and investment firms. So you cannot even remotely expect to make anything more than 150 to 200,000 per year, but probably even less in your first 3 to 5 years of working on Wall Street. So if you think about it, sure, it's good money, but it's nowhere near the amount of money a successful trader can make on his own without anybody's help. This is why it does not make any sense. And then there is also the stress factor. Sure, when you're trading for a bigger company, and actually at the entry level, you're not going to be given any money to trade with. It's completely different. You're going to be just executing orders from above. So you're not going to be actually even trading. So you're going to be part of the machine of the system, but you're not going to be trading. Because the ones that are trading are higher up in the ranks, and they're actually giving out the orders, and they are doing the analytical work with the analytics team and sending the orders down to somebody who just came in and is at the trading desk trading, but in reality that somebody is just executing orders and not trading. And that work is huge stress. Why? Well, for example, take me, for instance. If I'm trading here, if I've decided, I don't like the market, I want to go for a walk, or I want to drive to the gym, or I want to go to a restaurant, or for crying out loud, I want to take a month-long vacation somewhere on the Seychelles Islands, I am free to do so. But when you're working on Wall Street, you're gonna be working Monday through Friday, probably around 14 to 18 hour days, and then you're gonna be working on Saturday. There are some, corporate meetings with clients and some maybe events and shit like that. So you're gonna be basically, the company will own you. So it is a completely ridiculous kind of work. It is one of the most stressful jobs in the world, and I've always said it to my students and in some of other videos on YouTube that it is a really difficult job, but doing it on your own. But if you're working on Wall Street, it's even worse. And then you also have the stress aspect, the stress factor of you being worried about you losing your job and all of that standard 9 to 5 bullshit. And then there is, as they say, there is that base salary of, I don't know, 150K per month, per year, and plus bonuses. And it's also a huge misunderstanding what those bonuses mean. When you're, again, an executive and somewhere up high in the ranks, then those bonuses are quite substantial. However, when you're again at the entry level for the first few years, 3 to 5 years, some stay there for 7 years, your bonuses, number one, they're gonna be quite small, and number two, according to your contract that you will sign with that investment company, you are not entitled to selling that company's stock in the next 5 years. So you will actually be able to collect on that bonus in at least in about 3 to 4 or 5 years, depending on your contract. And then also in that contract, it states that if you get fired or you do something from the list of blah, 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 like drinking too much water from a cooler or something of the sorts, then you'll be fired. And then those bonuses, sometimes you get to keep them, but most of the time they will probably take them back. So it is a completely horrible shit show when it comes to corporate trading, and you're just becoming a part of that huge machine with the hope that you will rise to those ranks at some point. I don't remember who said it, but somebody threw a number at me that around 2 to 3% of entry-level traders make it to a reasonably interesting rank. So where it's actually interesting to work, meaning that you're making around $500,000 to $1 million per year plus some really nice bonuses. And only about 3 people who come to Wall Street actually make it to that level, and maybe in 10 to 15 or even 20 years. So yeah, that's about it, about how hard is it to get a job on Wall Street. It is pretty bloody hard. You need to show your trading statistics, so you need to actually show your trading history for the past few years with real money and with real profits, with real results, and they will evaluate it. They will see how you managed risk, how stable was your income, what was the fluctuation, what kind of strategy you used, etc. And then they will actually seat you in the chair and will not allow you to do any trading for the next 3 to 5 years, and you'll be working endless hours in complete stress, executing orders from above and hoping that you're not gonna get fired and not lose the small bonuses that they're throwing at you per year. So this is about it. And so if you ask me, would I ever want to go and work on Wall Street? No, it's not worth it at all. I mean, maybe it was worth it at some point, and if you're watched the movie Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio, then it all looks really nice, really cool, creating your fund and stuff, but it's not really that simple anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and there's gonna be, as always, a link to one of my free trading webinars down in the description. So if you're new to trading or you've been trading for a while but you didn't show any consistent profits and results, consider checking it out. It's free, and I share a lot of cool trading tips there, so it might be very, very useful. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next videos.